And we are back. Hi, guys. Welcome to the second episode of the Spotlights, your segment of the B.Ellis show. My name is B.Ellis. As you can see, I'm a little bit different today and I look a little bit shaggy. Sorry about that because I don't have a wig. So, let me start off by saying today's episode is brought to you in part by Gully Gummies. If you have not received or ordered or gotten a package of Gully Gummies yet, go on to Gully Gummies website today, right now, when this live is over, when you're finished, and we will give you a promo code to use. And my promo code is B.Ellis Company LLC for your discounted price of the Gully Gummies. So let's get into it and let's get into the message of today. Today's episode is in part of like an educational type of thing. Every episode, and just let me give you a breakdown, every episode is not going to be the same. Every episode is going to be different with different guests, different aspects, different questions, different views on a lot of things. But at the same time, you will be able to promote that brand. So today's episode is a new cosmetology school called the Ultimate Cosmetology and Barbering Academy that will be opening a location in the old Elaine Stevens spot that recently closed not too long ago. So the guest that we have on is Miss Frida Morris and Miss Jacqueline Brown. I'm going to invite them in a moment, just trying to get you guys to come in and get some people watching just a little bit, even though that's not really my big of a deal of getting the views, as long as we get the interview done and the interview is a hit, honey. And you guys enjoy it and you like it and you expect and ask me for more and you expect more from me. So, oh yes, and let me mind you, we're 20 days away from May 15th. 20 or 21 days away from May 15th. It is the B.Ellis Sip and Shop hair experience. So if you have not received or purchased your tickets today, click the link below or wait until the live is over to see the link or whatnot and to be able to go and purchase your tickets. Hope to see you all there. I'll talk more about it at the end of the show. And it looks like my guest, Miss Frida, is ready to join the live. So let's get the interview going and started. And let me see. She's requested approve. Miss Frida is joining. Hi, Miss Frida.
Hi there. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for asking.
Hold on. Let me get this situated. Lift this up just a little bit.
Okay.
Perfect. Can you see me? Can you see my face all the way?
I can. I can see you. Can you see me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Do I need to adjust or do anything?
No, I think it's me on my end.
Okay.
That should work. Okay. So, hi everyone. Like I said before, this is Miss Frida. She is a part of the Ultimate Cosmetology and Barbering Academy, one of the guests that will be joining us today. And I'm going to start the interview off with giving you the floor and the first question. And just tell me and the viewers about who you are and what the Ultimate Cosmetology and Barbering Academy will be bringing and has to offer everyone.
Okay, awesome. Well, as you stated before, my name is Frida Williams, and I am one of the owners of the new Ultimate Cosmetology and Barber Academy, which will be opening June the 15th. As far as our cosmetology, it's a little unique because we're going to be offering 4 programs. We're going to be offering cosmetology, barbering, we're going to have aesthetics, and we're going to have a nail care program as well. And we are located in the old Elaine Stevens building. And if you have lived any portion in your life in St. Louis, you are familiar with the old Elaine Stevens building. Yes. However, myself and my 2 business partners, Jacqueline Brooks and Swydonna Suppner, we have taken ownership of the new building. And we are super excited. And you can see Jacqueline Brooks has come in the building.
Hi, Miss
And
Brooks.
we're super.
How are you? Sorry about running
You're
late.
fine. You're fine. We had to get some technical difficulties situated on my end, so it's no worries as long as we're all here and the interview is going.
Exactly.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, so where are we at?
Yeah. So we're like I said, we're going to be opening in Dellwood. Grand opening is scheduled for June the 15th, and we are so excited to bring this new opportunity to the city of Dellwood and to the community as a whole.
So when you say bring everything to, what is something different? Well, another question would be, what would be something different, or what would be your place of what you're trying to bring into the community? What difference would you be trying to do? And what's the difference between, what would be the difference that's going to happen with your cosmetology school, the Ultimate Cosmetology and Barbering Academy, versus with your normal Paul Mitchell or someplace school? Hello.
That's our third partner.
That's our third partner, Swydonna.
Hi, Miss Swydonna. How are you?
I'm blessed.
Good.
So what makes us unique and different? We are all about community, okay? And we're going to be bringing educational opportunities. We're going to be bringing employment opportunities, and we're just going to be helping the community out as a whole. You know, bringing our programs and our services, and just offering this phenomenal opportunity for everybody to jump on board. We're going to have phenomenal payment plans. We're going to have funding for all of our students, and we're going to really work to get our students in the door so they can accomplish what they need so they can be productive and finish up their career goals.
And if I could piggyback off that, let's just tackle the elephant that's in the room here. You said what makes us different from Paul Mitchell and those other schools?
Yes.
One of those things that makes us different is that, as you see, we're 3 African-American women.
Yes.
Okay? So it's a Black-owned school, 100% Black-owned.
Absolutely.
Which means that a lot of the issues with the students that we'll be dealing with, we're familiar with that demographics and what those needs are. So as my partner said, as Frida said, it's not for us. It's not just about cosmetology arts. It's actually rebuilding the village in which this school surrounds.
Exactly.
And to piggyback out for Jackie is, I'm gonna give you a prime example. For that girl that's out there, that single girl with that child or 2 kids, and you know, she fell down. Mm-hmm. And she's trying to get up on her own, you know, trying to do herself. We're on that bus line. We set this position for that bus line. For when she go to school, she come to school, drop her kids off, she don't have to have that vehicle. Mm-hmm. We also in telling that even after they graduate, that we will place them somewhere. So we're really getting back into that community.
Right.
So can I ask, just to pause for a second, if those who didn't know, can I allow you to introduce yourself? We introduced Ms. Frida, but I would like for you to introduce, each of you to introduce and let those out there and the viewers know who you are as well. And that'll go into my next question for each of you separately.
Okay, my name is Swydonna Sumter. My background is I'm retired military, 20 years drill sergeant. I also was in the education field, worked at Coquille, ROTC development, making young kids better citizens.
And my background is I'm Jacqueline Brown Brooks. Cosmetology is not my field. I'm a nurse by trade, but I've been in the education arena for about 17, 18 years. And so although this is not my cosmetology arts is not my full background, education is. So education is not new to me.
Okay. So a question for each of you is actually the same question. So, but I want you each to answer it in your own separate ways. What is the reason, what made you choose to get into the cosmetology industry specifically? Because we all know a lot of people get into the industry because of the money factor and the revenue that it can bring in. But we also know that there's a small portion of us that has the passion and the hearts to change and make a difference in that industry. So what made you guys, each of you, want to get into this industry and start another cosmetology school, especially here in St. Louis, because we don't have many?
So For the year 2020, we all know that the pandemic has brought much strain, much stress, much anxiety on everybody as a whole. So basically what we want to do is bring opportunities. I mean, we want to open it up and bring opportunities for everybody to get back into the groove of things, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Get back in tune with your education, get back in tune with employment. And so those are the things that we are looking, to bring with opening up our school. We want to develop partnerships and collaborations and just, be a vessel in the community, to have for everybody to be successful and accomplish their goals.
And just to piggyback off of everything that she said is 100% correct. But another thing is, well, like you just said, there's no more in the St. Louis area.
Exactly.
Not within the close surrounding area. So it was a void that was left open that many took advantage of when it was here, and they longed to see come back. So us listening to our village, listening to our community, of saying, here is what's absent, here is what's needed, how can we fix it? And so now we put our three minds together, and we believe we're on the right track, the right path to get that corrected. So we're going to invite all of those students back. Absolutely. And of course all new students as well.
Absolutely.
And I am that cosmetology. I've been all around the world. I have taught. I have been over in different countries and saw that cosmetology. I am licensed in the state of Alabama. So to bring that back to my home front, when I came back home and saw that a lot of the shops was closing, there's people out there that's like me. I'm not a book taker or a note taker. I'm a hands-on, and that's the field that I'm in. And even in barbering, you have to see the vision. A stylist is very unique. Even a barber, you have to see the end results.
Absolutely.
It's not that you write it down and I got a plan. You have to look at that person's head. You have to think outside of the box. That's what I'm trying to say.
Absolutely.
Okay. And I wanted to bring that back to my community when I saw everybody shutting down. Us three together, we make that team.
Absolutely.
We make that team. And that's where we at with this.
So what I want to ask is, would you say, with the three of you combined, are you trying to bring back, because in my opinion, for me, and what I noticed, because my grandmother who's passed away, she was a teacher of 35 years. So I'm very much school and education based, like it's either school or work. So I chose school a lot of my time, and cosmetology was the first thing. And which I would want to ask, do you think there's a lack of the aesthetic of how the cosmetology and the pride that stylists used to have then versus now with the stylists today? Is that something that you guys are trying to incorporate back into today's generation as well?
You hit me on, because this school, I just told them, they will be in that classroom, click, 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 turn. We're going back to that Preston cone. Everybody's back into this natural hair. The world is going around. There's nothing new under the sun. So it's coming back around to that natural hair. But what did we do with that natural hair back then when we had our grandmamas, our big mama? Click, 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 turn. That Preston curl. Yes, I would say you're exactly right.
So another question is, what has been some of for all of you, even in this whole journey of starting the cosmetology school, what has been some big aspirations and big success moments that has been a force to keep you all going? And what have been some moments where it's made you all kind of wonder, like, is this going to work? Will we be able to do this? And how did you all push through and cope with that?
Oh my goodness.
Okay, we can go for hours on that question, B.Ellis. Okay, we know that we are destined to be here because we have had blessings on blessings on blessings. Okay, every day when we're here in the building, we have people come up to this door, pulling the door, wanting to know, when are you guys opening? Okay, people in the community, I mean, everybody has been so welcoming about this. Well, we're glad to see that you're coming. Oh, we were hoping that another school was going to come, and we're just so glad that you guys are opening. When is and the question that we get every day, the question that we get, when are you guys opening? Yeah. When is the first day? We have old clients that used to come here for services that have pulled up and have asked, when are you guys opening? Because I need to get back in here and get my hair done.
And so that's our how do we know this is going to work for us, the challenge. The challenge that has given us some of those that you asked the questions, how do we know that, and what are some of those moments that made us think, are we equipped for this? Well, we have probably not the smartest way to do it, but the smartest way for us, we have personally put stake in this by planting our own financial seed here. Okay? So because we're personally invested in this,
exactly,
failure is just not an option.
Absolutely.
Okay? We will not quit. Not only will we not fail each other, ourselves, or the community that we are now vested in, to say we want you here as students, we want you here as clients. And before we hang up the phone today, we'll see, we'll give you a quick tour around the building. We'll have Ms. Swydonna do that. And right now, what we currently have going on in the school is we have a free giveaway for prom dresses, jewelry, shoes, and purses.
Tuxedos.
Completely free. And we'll do a quick tour so you can see that. So the challenge has been, like any other startup business, a financial challenge, and keeping that high overhead debt away by staying away from as many loans as possible.
Yes.
That's been our challenge. Our welcoming opportunity has been giving back to the community with what we see going on right now, and the community just receiving us from being here.
Exactly.
Like we're not even open yet.
Right. Like we said, we have had obstacles in the way, but if you start something with a strong foundation, I know your grandma told you this. Right. God.
Exactly.
My father is rich.
Exactly.
He's not going to give us half of it. And when we confess, we'll sit here and be trying to figure it out.
God will work
at night, and we'll say, "What? Confess it with our mouth."
No.
I promise you, that next morning,
the next day,
the answer's already there. He said, "I have not forsake you. I am here with you through the whole thing." I can just cry now. You would not believe the obstacle. We don't go through them. We go around them. Blessings come through another man's hands. It don't fall out the sky with money.
Exactly.
It's us meeting you, us meeting the next person. It's just overwhelming. It's our destiny.
So basically, our motto that we have amongst each other and that we say out loud, hashtag decent and in order.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Hashtag decent and in order. And we confess that and we say that, and things go decent and in order.
That's good. Like that's something that I've always lived by. Another question that I wanted to also ask, like for me, well, it's not really a question. For me, with the cosmetology school, and I know when I went to cosmetology school, I was 18 years old. And I was fresh. Like I was technically still in high school. I was able to leave high school early and go straight into cosmetology school. So I had my high school graduation while in cosmetology school. What I learned and what I noticed that what lacked in my cosmetology school, and that's no shade to any of my instructors, because there are still some instructors to this day I still speak with, but there is something that they missed, where it was a connection between the student, or the instructor, and the student, where it wasn't so much as a bond of that student trusting the teacher and trusting them with giving them the knowledge of what they need to know, versus giving it to them in more so of a command. This is how you're going to do it. This is what you need to do. And sometimes that can be non-receptive. And I know for me, and I'm a very hands-on person. So, and I need you to speak vocally, and I have to know that you care and you genuinely are trying to help me. So what would you say to anyone, say for instance, someone who's like me, because I was young, 18 years old, still trying to find my identity in my sexuality and who I was. And in my mind, I thought I knew it all, and I wasn't open to being receptive to the wisdom. And I'm not going to say that my elders, I'm going to say to my wisdom, to the people that has the wisdom for me. And wasn't trying to, I know the difference when people were trying to put me down and uplift me, but I always had more put downs than uplifting. So, and I learned after the fact, life after, because I call it life after cosmetology school. You have more uplifts once you leave.
Yeah.
So what would you say to someone that's wanting to become a student but needing that push and is afraid of the feelings that I felt and the thoughts that I had?
Well, I think you kind of answered that question talking about it. So the first thing would be for a student who would be interested in cosmetology and considering to come here, I would tell them first come soak up the atmosphere. Okay. Once you walk through the doors, you'll see that there's a different culture, a different atmosphere here that you can relate to. Like I said, I've been in education over 17 years. So I would say that disconnect that you spoke of goes two ways. The 18-year-old student that you spoke of that you once were, you have to be open and receptive to the knowledge of learning. Also, like you said, those instructors had a disconnect from you. Just because they're your instructor doesn't mean they can't learn from you. Okay, so they also have to be open to the ideology and the ideas that you'll bring to them. And take that into consideration. So it's going to have to be a little bit of that give and take on both sides. The instructor not being so much of a drill sergeant as they are just a mentor with an open mind. And the 18-year-old student realizing that I'm sure you've heard, every 18 has heard, you don't know it all, you're just beginning. Trust that. Trust that, and also be open and knowing that there is something that you can learn from the instructor as well as everybody else.
You just had a congratulations, Miss Frida, from my aunt, my Aunt Charmaine.
Charmaine Mathis?
Yes.
You know Charmaine Mathis?
That's my aunt. She's my aunt.
Yeah, Charmaine. I used to go to we went to St. Paul Lutheran. I've been knowing her since grade school.
She's my aunt. That's my aunt. She's in the comments. She's watching the show.
Okay. Hi, Charmaine.
Hi. I don't know, but hi, Auntie Charmaine.
Yeah, right. But one thing, and another thing that I would like to piggyback off of Jacqueline, as an educator and as a social worker, I believe in kicking those motivational interviewing skills in, if you all are familiar with that. So basically, yes, you have to actively listen, okay? Right. And you have to be empathetic, yes. Okay? And you have to let people know that you are listening and you are on their team, not just going in like a drill sergeant, but you are there to support them and be of service. So with my experience and in my field, I have learned that you get more when when people know that you are genuine, if that makes sense. And that goes a long way.
It does.
So I'm saying all this to say that for someone who's wanting to come here, get that A1 tour from Miss Swydonna, and just, be amongst of this environment, and you'll feel the difference. Yeah. You'll feel the difference.
So a quick question, and I just had it in my head and it literally flew out just like that. Okay. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. The question that I wanted to ask was, oh my God, it really left.
It's okay. You're okay.
It's okay. That's age kicking in.
I know. That's what it was. Okay. To piggyback off of what you were saying, I learned, and for me, it's a motto, a few mottos that I live by when it comes down to wanting to join the cosmetology industry, because when you start off in school, that sets the tone and the bar of where your future will go. And I learned that, and I can be honest, the 27-year-old me today wish I can go back and turn the hands of time and just tell myself, just be yourself. And you don't have to prove anything, because I went in feeling like I had to prove something. But I also felt like, and also would tell people, I want to do this because this is my passion. And it's my fire. That's what I sleep, breathe, and eat almost every day. I don't want it to come off as if this is a hobby. Because you find a lot of people, and I've noticed a lot of stylists, and I've heard a lot of stylists since then say, I just do this for the money. And for me, I've always kind of said, I love the hair and the women first, and then I like the money.
And And that's how you have to, that's how you are successful in any business.
Exactly.
If you go into it for the money, I'm a nurse by trade, and I've heard nurses say, I'm just picking up extra shifts so I can buy a new refrigerator. Okay. You can't go into it for the money. You have to be into it for the love and the passion of what you're doing.
Exactly.
That's the only way you're going to be recognized, and also not consider it to be work every day, but a joy to do exactly what you're doing.
There has to be something that you love.
Exactly. In cosmetology,
Mm-hmm.
you have to love to do hair. Yeah, you have them out there that love the money, but to be creative, to come out that box, you have to go to that next step.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Even being an instructor, there's so many people think that stylists are just, we just do hair.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know about that platform artist who do Beyonce hair. When somebody died at funeral direct, it's large, it's huge.
Absolutely.
And if you do it just for the money, you're not going to be in it long,
right?
Because you have to be able to think and see that vision.
Absolutely.
A braider, you cannot teach the braid. It's a art. It's a gift. Either you got it or you don't have it.
Absolutely.
And I know for me, I'm not a braider. I can't braid.
You know that's not your lane. Yeah.
If I can hire a braider to do foundation,
you got it or you don't have it.
That's me. But cuts, color, extensions, I got it. I know, I love it. But so you guys, you all would agree and say that you have to have that fire and that love for it in order for you to feel successful.
Absolutely, and the passion, and they have to have a passion for it.
Would you say, would you also include that you have to have a strong support system? Like a strong foundation. Like for me, I call my support system my village, and mostly majority of my village is made of women and maybe 2 or 3 men. But would you include that's what you have to have, that strong foundation to have you?
You have to.
Because as an 18-year-old, your parents want to see you. The thing now is get your bachelor's degree, get your degree in college. That's what they want to push you to. To be young, 16 and 18 and starting hair, they be like, well, that's just it's a hobby until you make money. They don't see that big picture. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. But they still pushing you to, no, go to college. You can do that, but go to college. You got to have that strong village. You got to have that big mama.
You have to.
And I can agree with that, because I can attest to that. For me, my grandmother, I began doing this for my grandmother and my 2 sisters that passed away. And that was the mindset that I had. But once I got in there and I seen like, you can do this, you can mix these colors up, and this is what you do. This is the response that women give you when they are in love with something. So it became more about me and seeing my growth and seeing what would help me prosper through and finding my niche in this industry. So I genuinely can't say I wouldn't be where I am today if it was not for my grandmother. And I feel like because she was from a different generation and a different era, I was able, I was able to not only she teach me from her era and time when it came down to hair and what women like and how things went. I was able to teach her from my generation as well, in my era and time. So it was helpful for me to understand my older clientele. Now it was challenging, but I was open to seeing what the possibilities were, and I soon learned that older clientele is what will get you afloat and will get your name out there. So you have to. That's why I asked, do you feel you have to have a strong support system with you? Because
when you're younger, you're so influential. I mean, I think about the difference between me now and 30 years ago. At 18, heck, even in my 20s, what other people thought from what I wore, how I looked, what I went to school for, meant everything. Well, other people's opinion. I think when you get to be our age, it's about who pays the mortgage.
Exactly.
That's who opinion matters at that point.
Goals change.
Who pays the mortgage?
Yeah.
So when you're younger, you absolutely have to have that village, that support system to push you through, because you're going to fall. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to need that directive, and you need that to come from people. Most of the times, they're older people who's going to help guide you into that right direction.
Can I ask? do you feel or do you think that we have to go through our own version of rock bottom in order for us to see
Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
the light
absolutely.
of what our
Yes.
end game, our end goal is supposed to be? Because I
Yes.
mean, a lot of people, a lot of my personal life played out on social media, and this for me, what I'm doing now, is almost like a 360 of like, I want to change that. So, and I tell people I needed to go through my version of rock bottom in order for me to be where I am today, and to be able to do this now and speak about it and to touch lives and bring other people in to touch lives as well. So would you
Absolutely.
would you agree that it has to be?
Yes.
100%. 100%.
1,000%.
Yes. 1,000. You have to hit your
1,000%.
rock bottom.
You do.
Yeah.
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 That's a
Yes,
part of growing. That's a part of growing.
It
Yo,
is.
yeah, that's a
Yeah.
part of it.
Because like you just said a while ago, if I would have known now, well, if I would have knew then what I know now, and no matter how much you can tell an individual who's younger, I don't want you to go down the same road I went down, they're gonna go
They still
down
have to
some
experience.
road.
Yeah, and they still have to experience it.
Yeah.
So they can talk about it.
Yeah.
It's a part of their journey.
Exactly.
It's a part of the journey.
So my question for each of you, I would want to know the queens that you are today and the thrones that you have taken upon yourselves and that you sit on. What would you tell your younger self then for where you are now?
That is.
That's a good question. I would probably tell my younger self, don't focus on so much of what other people think about you.
Exactly.
It's got to be honest. What other people thought about me then as a younger person, I made my decision based on what kind of car I drove, what type of career I went to, where I lived. And ultimately, half of those people who I thought their opinions were so important back then, I don't even know where the heck they are today.
Exactly.
So I would tell my younger self, stand still, stay focused, and don't worry about what other people's opinions matter.
Yeah.
So much.
Yeah. And as for me, I would say the same thing. I would keep my eyes on the prize. Yeah. Okay. Stay focused and keep my goals in tune.
Because, you know, as a younger person, I remember wanting to start a business before. But what happened is I listened to so many people, my peers, some older. Oh, you can't do that. It's too far reach.
Right.
You don't have the resources for that. But every last one of those people who told me that were individuals who did not own a business, was not interested in owning a business, and still to this day, if they're alive, do not own a business. So again, like she said, because I was so influential, I did not stay focused. Yeah. Did not stay focused on what I wanted. It was more so what they wanted.
Exactly.
I'll be right back. Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And Ms. Frida, what about you? What would you tell your? I think did you just say it?
Yeah,
you did.
Yeah, I did. Basically, I mean, I can repeat it. I said just to stay focused and keep your eyes on the prize and just focus on yourself. Yeah. You know, do what's right for you and just keep your focal point. Okay. Keep your focal point of life.
Another question that I wanted to ask when it comes down to the cosmetology school, and I know you guys said that you opened June 15th. What are your expectations of the students, and what do you think will bring more fire to that when it comes down to your students?
One thing I would say is we're going to let the students know that we're here for them, you know, and that we care. You know, we will have an open door policy. If they have any issues, concerns or anything, I mean, we have an open door policy. You know, we're going to be accommodating, you know, and to let them know that we are bringing in those active listening skills, and that we are going to be empathetic to each individual personal situation.
So what can we expect? We already know that you guys will be opening up June 15th. So within your cosmetology school, will you be having open events for the school, like possibly school hair shows or something like that, where it's open to the public and things like that?
Absolutely. So fashion shows, hair shows, all of those things. We are looking at talking with a television show right now. I won't give names yet, about doing a women's makeover right here in the school. Tomorrow here at the school, we're having a more color event. So that's going to take place tomorrow, where we got a number of stylists that are coming in. We're expecting we're about close to 100 people, and they're going to put on shows and hair coloring. That will continue. You know, we'll bring in those professional industries. Can you guys shut the door? We'll bring in those professional people in the professional industry to keep to stay relevant in the public.
So we do have a lot of things that's in progress right now. So we have been talking to quite a few community partners, and we do have some things on the table that we have been discussing. So just stay tuned. Remember the name, the Ultimate Cosmetology and Barber Academy. We're trying to be a household name. So we will be. We will, right. So we do have some things in progress. So just be on the lookout.
That's good. So I wanted to give you guys a more of the open floor. If there's anything that you wanted to let out, we got your back, Miss Swydonna. Is there
yeah, let's go down there. She back.
I was just asking good thing. I wanted to ask you, because I asked the other two queens, what would you tell your younger self then about what your journey for like the future of becoming who you are now?
If you can go back, what would you tell your
Going back into cosmetology?
No, going back anything or your
younger self. So say like the person you are today.
What I would do and what I would tell my younger self, like you kind of hit it a little bit on the head when you said when you came into cosmetology. I went in the military. I was 17 years old. My first duty station was over in Europe, in a whole different country. It wasn't you can call home to mama. You had 52 numbers. So as that younger Swydonna, I would say, sit down and really, really take the time for your elderlies, because there's nothing new under the sun. They already know it. But we like you said, I know it. I know what I'm going to do. I know what I want to do. But the same thing is coming back around. And I didn't have to go those journeys I went if I would have just listened.
That's true.
Absolutely.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to that resonated with me.
Right. You say, mom told me to do this. I heard it, but I did this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, I would just sit back and give more time to the elderly.
So in this case, my last question is for each of you, what is a short-term goal for you now, and what is a long-term goal, say 5 years from now, for the Ultimate Cosmetology School?
Jackie got that.
So the short-term goal right now is within the next 6 months. Of course, get the school open, get the walls packed, be a heavy force in the community that we serve.
Absolutely.
And make a heavy impact to become not just the Ultimate Cosmetology and Barber Academy, but to become an active force within the community that we serve.
Absolutely.
Long-term goals is we will be accredited, and I'm going to say, what are we in 2021? By 2025, we'll have 4 schools, 2 in Missouri and 3 out of state.
Absolutely.
So what, in those 3 states, where are some of the locations or future schools that you see your school being at?
Question. So I'm thinking Tennessee. Tennessee has, like around the Murfreesboro area, has a little bit of a void there. See, I do my research. So Tennessee would be one of those states. Of course, I would like to be in Atlanta, Georgia, simply because,
that's Black Hollywood.
And
that's right.
There you go. Exactly. I'd also like to be in Kentucky. People don't realize how many African Americans are in Kentucky, and we don't have those African American schools as many as we should there in Kentucky. And then Illinois. Of course, I'd like to have a seat in Illinois. The 5th one, I haven't really put a lot of thought into yet, but possibly, I don't know, maybe Indiana.
Yeah.
And Texas is a good place too.
Yeah.
Texas would be a good place for estheticians.
Yeah.
Everybody's running to Texas. Estheticians, but Texas
Yeah.
is wide open a little bit.
Yeah.
But so for me, I get we pretty much covered we cover all of the questions. Like you guys really answered everything that I needed, and if there's any like more information you want to say, go ahead and let it out. Let us know. Where can we catch you? We know June 15th. You guys will be opening up. Open enrollment starts then. You offer
Four programs. So we
programs,
got
right.
cosmetology,
I went blank a little
barber,
bit.
esthetician, and nail technician.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mentioned that at the beginning.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
4 schools in 1. So we thank you for the opportunity to get to
thank
speak
you.
with you.
Yeah, thank you
Tell
so
you what
much.
we'll do though, if you got just a few minutes, we'll give Swydonna the phone. We're gonna do a quick walkthrough. We got some people that are clearing out. I told you we had an event here, but just so people can just view 1 or 2 of the classrooms and see what they're looking at.
Yes, absolutely. I'd love for you guys to do that. That would be awesome.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so we're gonna turn the phone around, and Miss Swydonna, this is our A1 tour guide.
Yeah.
She's gonna take you around and show you all the rooms and programs. Mhm.
It's a lot. So we over how many square foot?
11,500.
Over 11,000 square footage. So I'm just gonna, okay, let me turn it around. Okay, here, right here.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay. So first, this is the main doors. Like you said, we have an event going on today that's dealing with girls that's, don't have money or funding for proms. So we're giving away a lot of free stuff. So let me let you all see that. But anyway, this is the front of the building when you come in. And then the reception. But I really want to hit the classroom so you can see. I want them to want to come to school. This is the nail classroom. And in every classroom, there's a motto, a saying. Like this one says, life is not perfect, but your nails can be. I want to motivate you. I want that energy. I want you to want to come
the
to school.
vibe to be an actual place where you enjoy coming every day.
Yes, this is the esthetician, which we just started building this one. And it's time to relax. I want you to want to come to school. Get up every morning. Now this right here is going to be the main floor for stylists. I need you to picture 60 stations on this floor.
Just to believe I can picture it. I can see it.
It's going to be huge. So while you're in the middle of that, my word is
just do it.
Just do it. Like you said, you're scared, but we're here to help coach you. We're here to help guide you. This is the barbering classroom. And it says, no school like old school. Again, I'm not telling you it's going to be easy, but I'm telling you it's going to be worth it. So when you sit in there and then it'll go through, and there's going to be, these walls are going to be cut out where you can see straight through there. Because just like on this cosmetology floor, I want to be able to see the barber. I'm going to cut these open.
Okay.
Cut all these up, and that's all barber side. And I want to be able to look in there like I see on their floor. I want to be able to see them on that floor. Of course, we're having a fundraiser. And then it goes around the corner. I'm not going to show you all that. That's a dispensary. And then I made an area for them also that I thought was pretty special. This is where the lockers at. Everybody get lockers.
Okay.
I made them a eating area. And I'm put couches right here. And I made them a rest area. And then that door there is going to go to a patio. Like if somebody smoking anything. I want them, this is all their area.
Yeah.
This is all their area. They can come get loud, do what
So
they
I
need
have
to
a
do,
quick
get
question
ready.
myself.
Yes.
I have a quick question. So what would it be like, for me, because I know it's something that will be happening for me rather sooner than I thought is to get my instructor's license. So how does that go about? Or what do you offer for those that's wanting to come back to get their instructor's license as well?
Now, I have 2 programs. So I just want to say this. So let me flip back over. Oh. Come on back up. Okay. So it went back over. So when you get to this point right here on the floor, See, this all them to get loud, to relax, get their donuts, to do what they live their life, right?
Mm-hmm.
The buck stops here. Okay. Now, let me answer your question. Now, I got your question, instructor. It's 2 ways that you can do that. I will have an apprenticeship program where you can come and work here and get your apprenticeship, and then we'll train you to go to school to get your instructor's license.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, you can do it that way, or you can do the hours outside, but you really need to be here so that you can actually be teaching. The main thing for your instructor license is you have to go to state board and you have to give lessons, do your lesson plans, how to build a lesson plan and how to conduct a lesson plan.
Okay.
And if you actually doing it, it's going to be easy on you because you in here mingling with the students, you know what I'm saying, doing lesson plans.
Well, I know for me, that would be something that I will soon be in touch or be enrolling for with the school, which would be my instructor's license. I've tried to get it once before and it did not work out for me. So I had to put it on hold, but not give up on it. And it's still something that has been a goal of mine because, like I said, my grandmother was a teacher of 35 years. So teaching for me,
it's called apprenticeship program. We'll do that's the easiest way. To me, hands-on. I'm a hands-on person. I need to be in the atmosphere to be a teacher. Like I went back up to Karen Trends. I went to school twice. I wanted to know that white hair and that color.
Yeah.
So I had to go in their environment, and that's what I did. I went back to learn that, and to be an instructor is to get to get in there and teach. And you'll see, once you see one grasp what you're talking about and learning, and that's how you learn. So with the state board, to be so simple.
Yeah, that's my goal.
Now these 2, so these 2 rows here is empty now, but those will be for that natural hair, that braiding, that sewing, anything that you don't need electric. That's what I want. That teaching them how to do wigs. That's what these last 2
Oh
rows
yes,
be.
I'll be the instructor for the wigs, as you can see.
For the wigs?
As you can see on my
really
page, I live for a good wig, and I
got to look at it. Okay, now this is the classroom also. I call this my classroom for those students that Elaine Stevens closed. A lot of places closed, and they just need to finish. Of course, I told you. Read that.
Success is no accident, and it's hard work. Is that perseverance? Perseverance, learning, studying, sacrificing, and most of all, love what you are doing. That is true. That is a real one. That's some yes.
And if you get those, I'm gonna show you the classroom. We're not playing. We're ready. And if you just listen to those, look. What did I call them? Little speeches, and you come in motivated. That's what's going to bring that positive energy to me. Now, this one says, beauty has many forms, and I think the most beautiful thing is confidence and loving yourself. If you do that first, bam, you got it. You got it. I want that positive vibe. You know what I'm saying? The world is already hard. You know that. Like you said, what you're going through. But when you come to school, you should be getting that positive, that coming
to a place where you're able to and allowed to speak creatively and express yourself in a way that nobody else can see, but you're in a place where other people can understand you and read you all the way. And they understand that oddness because they're the exact same way. We're all different. And I think that was...
But it takes one to recognize the other.
And that was my... I think that was for me where my love for hair came from. I always knew I was different. I always knew I was going to be different. I always felt that way. But being in a school and learning about people that are just like me, but we're all totally different. Like there's one girl that just strictly does natural hair and color. And then there's someone else that does nothing but nails. We're all different and we all have our own way.
Okay, can you give me 1 second, please? Okay, thank you.
Okay. No,
so yeah, come on up. You come on up And I got something for you. We got something for you.
I will.
They see that positive energy, but you got to bring that positive energy because that's what stylist is about. We're about creating, making somebody beautiful, happy. You know, she might got a scar on her face. You know, we know how to swear that her. It won't even be there. See what I'm saying? We know how to do that.
Go get that call.
We know how to do that.
I will. This
and
is not. This wouldn't be our last journey, like, in that people don't understand what's going the success and the magic that is actually getting ready to happen just from this interview with my brand and your brand, even with me wanting to start to become an instructor's license. This isn't the last.
It giving you that vibe to come on to finish what you started, and it'll stay in your gut. That's what this school did for me. They brought it to me, but I already had it in my gut.
Yep.
I had the ideal. I had everything because I'm a stylist. But I can't tell everybody because it's a feeling that
nobody will never understand except for you.
Vision. You got to see our stylist. You got to be able to see that vision down the road.
And that's one thing I can agree with. Even for me, I began this journey of my hair show, my Sip and Shop hair show, February 2nd. And I'm less than 20 days away of it actually happening and coming true.
Congratulations.
And even in that, I began my own reality YouTube channel, and then I'm able to do these segments like this to incorporate it with my YouTube channel. So this, for me, yeah, you have to, what you speak and what you manifest and what you have dedication and determination for, it'll always come true. You just have to stay. You have to stay the run. Like, you have to stay the course. And then for me as well, learning. And not everybody is going to be in your harvest season, and it's meant to be in your harvest season.
You know that. You know that.
And I had to learn that the hard way.
He let us see it though.
Yeah.
We see it coming from all the way down the street. Here it come. Here it come. That's the blessing. You see it coming, so then you can react.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Come on, you don't want me.
Come on. Exactly.
I see you in instructor school.
I will. You will. Trust and believe you will.
You have a blessed day.
I am so glad that we were able to get this interview done and accomplished. I am honored that you guys chose me out of as many people that I know can possibly do the interview, but you guys chose me. That's nothing but a blessing. And I love each of you queens for doing this for me. I appreciate you. I value you. Thank you so much. I cannot wait to be a part of the Ultimate Cosmetology and Barbering Academy. I genuinely am so thankful for this interview, and I appreciate you all for joining me and bearing with me through the technical difficulties this morning. And again, it was so last minute, but it pulled through, and it was everything. And
thank you. It was.
I genuinely value, and I thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you. We'll be talking again soon.
Thank you. See you guys later.
Thank you. All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. How you stop live?
So guys, the interview is now over. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. I hope you guys gained some dope knowledge, some real gems and success. Again, that was the Ultimate Cosmetology and Barbering Academy. They will be opening June 15th. So go ahead and jump down there. If you know you got that fire and that flame, and you know you want to join the industry of the cosmetology field like myself, go ahead and start your journey at school. Go ahead and enroll. Don't go off of what anybody else tells you, what other people believe is not best for you. Follow your heart, your instincts, and go ahead and enroll today. Again, this episode was brought to you by Goli Gummies. Go to goligummies.com and use my promo code B.Ellis Company, LLC, to order your bottles of regular Goli Gummies or the ASHWA Goli Gummies as well. And don't forget, we are less than 20 days away from May 15th, from the very first annual and very first ever B.Ellis Sip and Shop Hair Experience. Tickets are on sale now. They will be on sale up until May 14th, 12 p.m. And as well, we will be doing a live after show afterwards. In case those who were not able to make it, you do not have to worry. We have something so much planned and in store for you for this hair event. Again, thank you guys for watching me, believing in me, trusting my vision, trusting in me, and joining this live. Again, like I said, each episode is only going to get better. Just bear with me as we grow, as this brand grows, as you see the B.Ellis show grow, and as each segment of the reality show of my YouTube channel grows. I cannot be more humble, and I cannot say how much I appreciate you all for watching me and joining me on the live and giving me your love and support. Until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye.